We need to have a very serious, very direct, very uncomfortable conversation about the fallout from the Indiana Fever's loss to the Golden State Valkyries. Because the reactions pouring in from every corner of the analytical community are converging on several specific and undeniable points that the organization and the coaching staff cannot continue to sidestep through careful post-game messaging or organizational silence. This is not venting. This is not overreaction from an emotionally invested fan base blowing off steam after a disappointing result. This is a documented, observable, repeating pattern of decision-making that is costing this team games it possesses the talent to win, and the most prominent and most damaging of those decisions involves something so fundamental to building a successful professional basketball program that its absence should prompt serious organizational examination of whether the right person is making these calls. Let us start with where credit is genuinely owed, because intellectual honesty requires acknowledging what actually went right before examining what went catastrophically wrong. Raven Johnson was the best player on the Indiana Fever roster in this game. Not the most expensive, not minutes in the rotation, the best. She competed with the consistent effort, the basketball intelligence, and the competitive urgency that the rest of this roster needed to match and demonstrably did not. That is the honest, unvarnished assessment of what this game produced at the individual player level. And the reaction from the fan community following this game was not just acknowledgement of Johnson's performance, it was a pointed and increasingly organized question. Why is Raven Johnson not receiving substantially more playing time alongside Caitlin Clark? If a player is your best performer in front of a national audience, that this coaching staff does not trust its own franchise player to take the shot that the game is actually on. These are not extraordinary demands. They are the minimum requirements of competent professional coaching. The Indiana Fever fan base, the analytical community covering this team, and every person who has invested in watching this franchise perform at the level its talent makes possible deserves to see those minimum requirements met, consistently, without exception, and starting immediately.